Welcome to the holiday edition of Surviving Kevin Samuels. This has been a long time coming, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I've been doing some research. I've been doing a lot of research, and I think it's time to do a deep dive into the allegations levied against Mr. Kevin Roshan Samuels. People have called him a scammer for a very long time. People have called him a fraud, a charlatan, if you will. People have called him a fake high value man. According to his own standards, people have said he does not meet the criteria. So in this mini series, we will call it Surviving Kevin Samuels. This will be a 3-part series. Now, there are a lot of dusty people on YouTube, and if you zoom in on this dust, you might discover what we call a dust mite. Just zoom in on the YouTube dust. If we look closely, we might be able to see a dust mite. Well. What do we have here, Mr. Kevin Roshan Samuels? We are going to start with a gentleman who was one of Kevin Samuels' biggest supporters for years. He says that he spent around $10,000 with Kevin Samuels and he had to fight to get some of it back. Let's see if the allegations are true. And let's see if we can establish some credibility with this individual, because some people like to throw that scammer word or that fraud word around loosely, and we don't want to do that. So let's see if we can establish some credibility with this individual and then look at the allegations. Now, we're on the Kevin Samuels Yelp page. You can look it up for yourself. Just Google Kevin Samuels Yelp. And I came across this review by Fitzroy George, and I wanted to establish some credibility, because anybody can say anything on the internet, right? But we need to establish credibility and see if what he's saying is true. So let's read it. He wrote, "He is disingenuous as advertised. I have been following him for years and supported him. Upon paying for and attending 2 MITs, MIT is Men in Training, the events that Kevin Samuels used to hold, one in Atlanta and one in Dallas, where I paid to stay with him as a VIP, where at the second MIT, he tries to upcharge me at $9.99 an hour. That's $1,000 an hour. He tries to upcharge me and demanded I pay it." Now, mind you, let me stop right here. He says that he was at the Atlanta MIT and the Dallas MIT, and at both, he paid for the VIP experience, where you stay with Kevin at the Airbnb. So he says at the Dallas event, he tried to upcharge him at $1,000 an hour. And so let me continue reading. He says, "I said I could not afford it and walked out and got a hotel and Airbnb for 3 nights in Dallas. He is every bit of condescending and disrespectful as advertised and makes stuff up as he goes to line up his pockets." Remember that. He said he is every bit of condescending and disrespectful as advertised, and he makes stuff up as he goes to line up his pockets. He said that Kevin Samuels is making stuff up as he goes. Let's continue. "After MIT was over, he calls me on Google saying I owed him for his full rate at $9.99 an hour for the 5 hours I was VIP with him on the first day before I walked out, and had to pay again for accommodations. When I paid $6.99, which was agreed for the VIP for 3 days upon arrival at his request, and then he tried to upcharge me. He is not trustworthy and dishonest. A snake oil salesman at best. He is only concerned with lining his pockets. He will never get any support from me again. If anybody needs proof of my claims, I have proof of messages and everything of our correspondence. It's time to put an end to disingenuous businesses and people that conduct businesses disingenuously. So when I read this, he said, if anybody needs proof, I have proof of messages and everything of our correspondence. So when I read this review, I found him on Facebook. And I asked him if he would be willing to do an interview, and he agreed. This was early 2021. I believe I interviewed him in February of this year. I did not put out the interview. It needed to be transcribed. I've been busy. Some of you have called me a clout chaser. I have been sitting on some Kevin Samuels information for the greater portion of this year. Let's define the term scam. A scam is defined as a dishonest scheme, a fraud. Let's define fraud. A person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. Is Kevin Samuels a scammer? Is he a fraud? I want to go back into the Patreon and show you Fitzroy interacting with Kevin to further establish his credibility. Let's check it out. Type in Dallas, hit search, and then you'll be able to scroll down. There goes the MIT. And MIT Dallas respond asking. He's asking people for dates. This is 2019, August 20th. And there we see Fitzroy George. He's in here. Fitzroy George. Now, in this video clip, you are going to see Fitzroy sending him a $20 super chat. You can see it on the screen. And then you'll also hear something else very odd. You are going to hear Kevin talk about women who are age 40 and up. And he's going to say that he prefers older women over younger women. This is the same man that is telling old women or older women that their time has passed. This is the man telling them that they have hit the wall. But in this old video, listen to what he says about 40-year-old women.
40-year-old woman, I would take her over a smoking 25-year-old any day. You give me a 40-year-old woman that's in the gym, in shape, feminine. Shit, where's this chick? I need to show y'all some fine-ass 40-year-old women and understand something. Boy, there's something to be said about a woman who's feminine, got her stuff together, and not still out here in that young stuff. Let's be real, dude. If you got her stuff together and...
Now, did y'all hear what he just said? This is the same man that told you that older women have hit the wall. He also said that men don't care about a woman's achievements or accomplishments or her education. But in this video, he said he wants a 40-year-old woman that has her stuff together. So as I'm looking into the scammer allegations, I discover that not only does he want an older woman, but he also wants a woman with her stuff together. Education, career, while simultaneously telling his followers and other women that men don't care about your career. Can somebody tell me what the hell is this man up to? It seems as if he's just making up stuff as he goes, and he is leading people astray, simultaneously, according to George, scamming them for their money. These are the receipts. I come with receipts. Call me a liar, call me a clout chaser. I am showing you the receipts. And a special shout out A special shout out to YouTuber T Salt, because she posted this video a while back and Kevin Samuels got her YouTube channel banned. Kevin Samuels got her YouTube channel banned because she was posting these old videos of Kevin Samuels contradicting himself. Please give her a subscribe. Now, I don't agree with some of her content, but I have to give credit where credit is due because she found this video and put it out there. Let us continue. We are in Kevin Samuels' Patreon. We're going to go to September 2017. And you scroll down. And there it is. The GoFundMe campaign. Out here begging for money.
Tickets, man, I don't beg nobody for nothing. That's why I work, so I don't have to beg.
Now, when I initially posted the screenshot of Kevin Samuels' GoFundMe, his fans accused me of Photoshop. They told me it was fake. So we are in the Patreon. You can go to September 2017 and see it for yourself. I don't have time to make up, to Photoshop a GoFundMe campaign. But this is your high value man asking folks in his Patreon for money. High value men don't beg for money, and this is not venture capital. Don't get in my comments talking about rich people ask for money all the time. This is not a venture capital startup fund where people invest and they have equity in a company. This is simply a 50-year-old man begging other people for money, and y'all call him high value. Now, we're going to listen to this interview. I'm going to give you some snippets of the interview. But before we do that, I want you to go to Google and type in salesman. Go to images, Google images, and you will see Kevin Samuels. Now you won't see his face, but you'll see people that are dressed like him. Kevin Samuels is a salesman, a snake oil salesman. And we're going to get into this interview right now.
All right.
First question is, when did you discover Kevin?
I discovered Kevin. Okay, let me go back to 2018. I would say 2016, 2017 time frame.
YouTube or Facebook?
Well, it was first on Facebook because he came on what's the name? That Michelle lady. I can't remember her name right now, but he he did a live on her.
Okay.
And he said he was a image consultant. So I'm like, you know what? I need to improve my style. Let me check him out. That's when I was first introduced to him, and I noticed he had a YouTube page.
Right.
And I subscribed, and then I started to follow him.
Okay.
And watch more and more of his videos.
And then, so you're saying 2016, 17, around that
Yep.
time? So then, when did you first meet him or do business with him?
I first did business with him right before I was about to deploy. I can remember that specifically. So I ordered a consult, just a regular style consult. It was about June time frame, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
June 2018, and everything went good with the consult?
No.
Okay.
No, and it's when you have something that something doesn't seem right. I just had that feeling it wasn't right, but he knows what he's talking about. It just seems like he called me late and then he tried to blame it on me. I told him, but anyway, that's besides the point. But it just felt like it was something. What's the word I'm looking for? He was trying to funnel. Because I just felt like, because I can remember, it's been a little while now, but I can remember we talked for about, 40 minutes, and he just said, "Oh, go get yourself measured, and you need to get, your style personality is this, and this is the stuff you need to buy." So that's all he told me. He said, well, he didn't specifically say, "Hey, you got to buy this, this, and this, and that." He just said, "Well, you got to buy some polos, you got to buy some this and that." So it was very vague. It wasn't so that really, I'm like, man.
It wasn't like an individual like style, like in person, matching, with your.
Correct. Well, he was like, your style is Americano. You need to wear more of this, polos, trousers and stuff like that, and everything else. And then he said, if you need, if I can show you where you can get that stuff, but it's gonna cost. This is just a consult, so it's gonna cost more.
So when you say funnel, he was trying to like upsell or?
Yeah, well, yeah. I wouldn't say upsell, but he knew he had something else to sell, or he was trying to sell something else, or sell an idea.
Okay.
So it was pretty much, he gave me the vague information just so, I can
just a little bit of information to get you to purchase something else.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Right. That's a sales strategy, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Come get the free consult, or not? But the consult wasn't free, right?
No, the consult wasn't free. I paid for the consult.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the phone call ends, and then you deploy, and then that was it.
No.
Okay.
So the phone, like, remember I told you, he said he can, he can give me websites and stuff and deals and stuff, and get me deals and stuff on the stuff that I need for my style personality.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, how much it would be, and I think he said, I think it was either $23.99 or $24.99. That's $2,400. And this is why I got it, okay? Because I was like, I'm not. Why would I pay for that for you to just send me some stuff on the website, But he said, well, it all adds up, and then I know where to go to the different sites to give you discounts and stuff, and so you can end up, building your wardrobe as to your style personality and save.
Please stay tuned for part 2 of Surviving Kevin Samuels.